So that's us live, and welcome to our weekly update number 75, guys. We've got quite a bit to actually cram in to this weekly update, so we're going to get started straight away. We've got some visa timings to tell you about, some reports back from the BLS office. We've also got our YouTube, we've got our new news item coming up, which we've added in, and all about out and about in Spain. We're going to talk to you about the concerts season and the festival season and what I went to on Monday as well. So lots and lots coming up. This is our weekly update number 75. So here we are, weekly update number 75, and as I said, we've got quite a bit to get through today. So and we had 15 people jump on straight away, which is cool. So that's good. Let's have a quick look at the comments, see who is on, and what we've got going on here. Donald. Hey, Donald, how you doing? Hola. Buenas tardes. Robo's in the house. Buenas tardes. How you doing, Robo? And we've got here Stephen Moody. Oh, hey, just had a chat. Hola from Stephen Pauling. Yeah, you got your first bits of homework from me. We'll be talking this time next week as well. Just got off the phone, haven't we? And what else is going on? Stone Joe, buenas tardes, Chris. Hot here in Matheron. 13 waiting. That's, I know, I jumped up 50, then it's 30. I can't believe that. 13. Cheers, guys, for tuning in. Hopefully I've got loads of good information for you today. Loads of good YouTube comments and a bit of fun at the end as well. Hot. Tomorrow we are waiting for Terral, aren't we? It is the Terral. So it is the hot winds are going to come and get us tomorrow, and it's going to be a warm day. Now, it's actually estimating here in Alarin de la Torre. Now, we are not as warm as I'd imagine Matheron and some of the Mercia areas, which are slightly inland. We would be generally cooler here. And we've got a 39 prediction. So, yeah, can you imagine what it's going to be like tomorrow? We'll certainly be knocking off at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon for a Friday. And hooray, it's jueves. Upsticks, yeah. Final de nuestra semana. Hola, hand pink waving. Yeah, nearly the weekend. Bit of a long day tomorrow to go, but nearly the weekend. And Graham, how you doing there? We had a good chat as well, didn't we? Graham's waiting for his visa. Hopefully that won't be long now. And Alexander's in the house. How you doing? Hi, Chris. Pouring here in Scotland. Send a bit here. Would you only a day? Just one day. Water the plants, fill up the reservoirs just a little bit, maybe 2 days. That's it. Bring it over, then take it back until around the end of September. That'd be good. Steve, 7 weeks are still waiting patiently. No news is good news, I suppose. Yeah. Unfortunately, there are. It takes a while for your visas to come through, but no news is good news. So yeah, it will come through soon. Don't worry, there, Steve. 18 in the house, so we better get cracking on, haven't we? First of all, so let's talk about the. I'll tell you the first thing. So what I always do during the week, for those of you who are new to the weekly updates, who may be watching it for the first time or watching it on the playback, is during the week when we're doing our work here in the office. So we assist people with getting non-lucrative visas, registering those visas here in Spain as well, mainly people from the UK. We also help people with EU residencies, we help people with EU family members, we help people get NIE numbers, etc., help people register vehicles. And while we're going for a week, things that come up, I would just literally cut and paste them into our weekly update notes and talk to you about them on here. Obviously, if you've got any questions as well, happy to answer them if I can. And one of the things that came up this week, for those of you who haven't been to the consulate yet, or haven't been to the BLS office yet, is we're getting the reports back that the BLS staff are just not taking all the paperwork. So twice now, on 2 occasions, they haven't taken the S1 registration. They've only taken the S1 itself, and you should have that pre-registered. We do that for our clients. We send it over in an email. It gives you instructions on where to print it and where to put it with your S1. And on a couple of occasions as well, because we like to send most of our clients with a cover letter as well. It gives you just a good excuse to explain the finances you're presented, even more so now that the requirements are getting slightly stricter and you're having to present a bit more paperwork. But because they don't ask for it, you have to be quite insistent and can you just add that to the file, please? Because basically they'll put it all together. That will go to the consulate. Someone will open it up and they'll see the letter and hopefully they will read it and combine that with what you have presented. It can't do any harm actually having that cover letter. Talking about, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat when I came live. So while I'm just doing this, think about what's your favourite ways of keeping cool, guys? What are you doing out there now? It's hot. Tell me. I discovered in Italy, I was the last person in the whole world to discover Aperol Spritz as a weekend sort of drink. Definitely not during the week, but when I said to everybody, I've discovered this orange drink, it's amazing. It's so fresh and full of ice, and the whole world knew about Aperol Spritz before I did, it turns out. Anyway, back onto the subject of residencies and not cocktails. We have had some visas out. So we had, So Manchester to Malaga. The appointment was on the 28th of April, which was before the 20th of May law change. And we've got some visas back. So that is under the 12-week limit for Manchester. So it's April, that's May, June, close, about 10 weeks that is, but under 12 weeks, which is great for Manchester, guys. It's really good. And because it was before the law change, these clients got the 90-day visas that we had before. Oh, there's a 2 pops up here. What does that mean? What's the 2 mean? Invite up to 10. I don't know. What does that mean? 2 sources. I don't know. And then we also had a visa from London coming to Malaga, and the appointment was on the 30th of May. Okay, so the appointments from London coming to Malaga, that's the demographic, 30th of May. So 30th of May, look at the calendar, about 5 weeks. Brilliant job, London, again. And those visas came with a 365-day validity. But good news is because they're coming to Malaga, and the other 2 visas we've got with a 365-day validity are going to provinces which are a lot more difficult to get appointments. We've already secured the appointments for the people who came in, but one of them's in September for Almeria, so imagine that. And big shout out to all of our collaborators who are helping us to get these appointments, because they only open in Almeria for about 3 minutes a day, if that. But that's in September. We have another appointment in Granada, but that's in September. Okay, so we wouldn't have found out until September what start date we're getting on these TIE cards with the new 365-day visas until September. But the Malaga one came through and we managed to secure appointments this month. Okay, so I'll be able to tell you in about 15 days. Okay, hopefully we'll be the first people to do it as well, because I haven't seen anybody else doing that. What is going to be the start date on the TIE card for the new 365-day visas. So watch this space. So yeah, we were quite pleased with that. And what else have we got to show you here? Now, you thought I'd forgotten you, didn't you, Graham? You thought I'd forgotten you. Graham and Julie, here we go. I think I did forget you once. They went to their appointment at the BLS office a few weeks ago now, 4 weeks ago, and they sent me some photos, but I think it coincided with me going on holiday, and I may have forgot to put them up. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for those photos, and that gives you a good insight into what the booths look like there at Manchester, where you go and hand over your paperwork. You can see there the booths in the background. So well done, and I have to say, looking very smart. Okay, setting the example there for how you should be when you present your visa paperwork. Make a day out of it. You've worked so hard to get there. Why not? And here's another one outside. Loving this. There we go, outside the visa application centre. with the Upsticks folders, which I'm actually going to do a short showing you what comes in the folders, because we've just upgraded them as well. I'm what would you call it, a nut when it comes to the merchandising and stuff like that. I really need to give out what we do sometimes, but I do love it. I think it's great for brand recognition. And there you go, guys. Thank you so much for giving us that photo. And we have all these photos that we're showing. We have on a reel. So if you've got any of our Upsticks merch and you want to send me a photo of you holding the merch or doing anything with it, we're going to have a big reel at the end of the year. I've been saving all the photos, and we're going to make a lovely video of what's happening in 2025. I haven't done it ever, and since Brexit. So this time I've been collecting them all up, and we're going to make a lovely video for all you guys out there for 2025. So get it across, and that will include Kath, who sent us her address when I asked, did anybody want a smelly? And there you go, from Riverside Meadow Holiday Park. Kath has now got her car smelly, or car freshener. I think they are technically known as car fresheners. We sent that normal post and it arrived, which, to be honest, is a little bit naughty, because you're not really supposed to send the normal post to the UK anymore, because it's an air freshener, not a document. But it looks like we got away with it. So if any of you guys want a Upsticks Drive air freshener, pop your address across to YouTube at upsticks.es and we'll send one out to you. We can get them to the UK now, apparently. But you're our experiment there, Kath. Just go dropping back into the comments, and in the shade 37 over there in France, dropped to 30. We have to light a wood burner, aren't you? We were laughing because you watch the news in the UK and it's like it's going to be 30 degrees today, red alert. And when I left, my father's here at the moment, and when I left to pick him up yesterday at 10 o'clock at night, it was 33 in the car. It cooled down to 28 when we got to the airport at 10:30, but wow. Stu and Joe went on Bold New Level Beach, and a swim in the Med at least cools us off until a minute later. Yeah, I mean, even the swimming pools now with this heat are warm, aren't they? You get in, it doesn't cool you off a lot, I can tell you. And Andy Emma, how you doing, Andy? Hola, Chris made it this week as I am in Spain with Sham. Great not having to watch it back. Hey, well, great. Thanks for having you on live. It's nice. We've got 18 people on at the moment. Hot here in Callosa de Sarria. Is that Callosa de Sarria? Where's that? Tell me where that is. That's up Barcelona way. Working in the garden early morning and late evening, loving this heat. Yeah, I must admit that it gets tough between 2 and 7 o'clock, doesn't it, to only work? It really does. Tony's in the house. Oh no, it's Trudy. Sorry, Trudy Ray's in the house. Afternoon, Christmas. We're here again in Sheffield. Oh, sorry. I did hear you had some good weather over there, Graham said famous at last. Yeah, famous. I didn't forget you this time. Sorry. And 40 degrees in Murcia, I imagine. It really is going to be warm on there for you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Now, talking about warmth, we have something to show you here. So that's our residency section. If you've got any questions about getting residency in Spain, let me know. I'm going to try and bring up our next section, which is Jane says. So Jane says, now it's not often that we disagree, I can be honest with you. Now, Jane, for those of you who don't know, is my colleague who works here in the office with me, and she manages all of the stage 2, so all the translators around the whole of Spain. All the packs go out from here, and anybody gets their visa talks to Jane, and then we work out where they get positioned. And it's the logistics of logistics for stage 2. Remember, stage 1 is before you get your permission, and stage 2 is when you've got your permission, registering it in Spain. We completely invented that stage structure, but now a lot of people talk about it, and even a lot of our collaborators refer to different stages. It's an easy way to think about it, and I'm happy that that's sort of stuck. But Jane said to me in one of our stages, I want to express to people that we've had a lot of reports back that you have to stand in the sun at these appointments with our appointment specialists when you're registering your visa or going for your EU residency application. And we took that on board because, you know, we give people advice to take water with you, but there's absolutely nothing we can do because the police make you stand outside, and sometimes it can be 40 degrees. Or is there really nothing we can do? Well, there is, because we're in Feria season. So we came up with these. Check these out. Our very own Feria fans. Look at that. When you're going for your appointment, if you stood there, these are going to go in our folders. So when you come to stage 2 registering your visa, you have one of these in your folder. And if you're too warm, then you can just get it out and you can fan yourself. There'll be one in each folder for each client as well, or you could use it, you know, as a sun hat. I've just invented that now. Here, look at that. Probably not, but you could shade yourself like that from the sun. Cool yourself, shade yourself. You see, look at those. I've got Upsticks drive on one side, Upsticks on the other, and these are going to go in every single folder for stage 2 moving forward. Which I thought, when I was looking at this and thinking of a solution to try and help people, because I couldn't get branded water and get it distributed easily enough, I thought this was a cool idea. But it turns out Jane thinks they're tacky and cheap. What do you think, guys? I think they're flat, practical, go in the folders nicely, can be sent to the UK if you guys have another heat wave. Let me know. I'll send you one. You might need one. And Jane said they're tacky and they look a bit cheap. So we had to agree to disagree. And it came off one of Jane says. So I was very, very disappointed at that. But I would like to know your comments on the fans. And if you'd like a fan, don't worry, send me your address. I'll send you one. And so tomorrow when I speak to Jane, I can tell her all of your lovely comments about our nice fans and whether you think they're tacky or not. On a serious note, though, Jane also says, Jane not liking those is very serious, I have to say. I was very good today. I was deflated. On a serious note, on a more serious note, what Jane has been doing is researching her family history through things like Ancestry.com. And she said that I think it'd be worth mentioning this on the live, right? And we've got up to 20 people watching. Cheers, guys. It'd be worth for people who are moving over, you know, you're retiring. This is a great opportunity to, you know, do those kind of things that you probably never did in your life. And now the internet and AI and whatever other things you can contract to try and look at your history going past that, you know, if you ever were interested in your family history, why not do it? And even more so now in summer when you can't really go out between 12 and 6 at night. So there you go. That was our Jane Says for today. And now we're going to move on to the next section, which is our YouTube section. But just before we go on to our YouTube section, I just wanted to show you this, which is part of the social media, should we say, section. This is from Mick Parker. Thank you so much, Mick, for your post that we caught on your Facebook the other day. And Mick, you're a bit of a chef from what I hear, because we did have a bit of a nosy at your Facebook there. Well, Jane did. And Mick said, Max and I have now been here for 8 months in Spain. I had a vision and a plan, and this is it. Achieved our forever home. We loved it and we enjoy it daily, and guests are so welcome. It was easy and without challenges. It wasn't easy and without challenges, but we got here. I must thank the team at Upsticks.es who held my hand throughout the process of getting here. Chris, Lara, Jane, and everyone, our heartfelt thanks. If you ever contemplate following in my footsteps, these are the guys to get on board with. Thank you so much, Mick. Well, it was great working with you, Mick, and we're going to be working with you hopefully soon with your renewal. And right, so let's And on that note, don't forget, if you are looking to get a non-lucrative visa, then you can just hover over the QR code here and book a call, or check out our website to book a call below in the comments. And just before we start YouTube, let's click back onto the comments and see what everybody's saying. Here we go. What about an Upsticks and mobile aircon unit? I could have done one of them last night. I'll tell you, cool, blimey, I don't know, couldn't sleep. It's when you can't sleep, isn't it? You're sitting there 1 o'clock in the morning thinking, I've got work in the morning, I really need to sleep now. And Pilot Paul said, for a moment there, I thought you had an umbrella hats. Maybe that's an idea for winter, umbrella hats. It's, oh, right, there you go. It's in the land between Benidorm and Ateo. I didn't know that. Let me go to your previous, it's Callosa there. Of course, I know it. It's where the Callosa, I didn't know the second part of the name. That's where all the Nisperos are, isn't it? That's up in the mountains. You've got the waterfalls there. The natural, I've been there. Of course, I've been there. It's, if I remember correctly, I've been somewhere very close to there, but it's inland, very green. It's got all the Nisperos, which I don't know how to say in English, but it's a fruit which we get lots of here. They were huge, and we went in Nispero season. And then there's this natural sort of waterfalls which go through pools, and you can pay to get in and go for a swim. Now I know, Callosa. Yes, I remember that now. Nick hopes made in ceramics, they aren't great. Okay, so there's one vote for Jane there. Hang on a minute. Nice try, Chris. It's the thought that counts. Okay, yeah, it's 2 and Joe. I think that's a half vote for Jane there as well. We're not doing very well at the moment, are we? Hey. We the fans, it's above my pay grade to get involved in Upsticks office politics. I'll stay neutral. Okay, that's a good idea. You didn't say you loved them, Donald. Lovely looking house, Mick, welcome. And you might know Mick to Campus Soul. Well done. Okay, then, well, I've got no screaming votes of approval for the fans, and now I'm even more disappointed. Anyway, let's move on to YouTube, shall we? So first of all, before we get started with YouTube, I'd like to thank, because I don't think I've thanked Helen and Alex, so I think you're on now. Hey, Alex, for buying me a coffee, and that was on the 5th of July, or buying me 3 coffees on the 5th of July. And I don't think I said thank you to you on the last video. So muchas gracias. And also thank you for Steve Home, who bought me 3 coffees. A great vlog, very informative. Enjoy McDonald's. We did. I bought a McDonald's for me and Jane. I had my usual chicken wings and gazpacho, and Jane had her usual Big Mac meal. So thank you very much for that. It was very, very nice. And Alex says, oh dear, my vote goes with Jane. Oh dear, it's another joke vote for Jane. I'm not doing very well here. So I thought they were brilliant. I honestly thought, yes, I should stop ordering things on Saturday nights, really, shouldn't I? I was quite animated about these, but now I can still sell them. You know, I'm gonna, trust me. A year down the road, you'll be queuing up and sending me a address for these. So just wanted to show you this. If you're watching this now, you're not a subscriber, then please just hit subscribe. It's absolutely free, helps the channel, and we've done really well with subscribers lately. We're at 4,700 subscribers, and I've got a couple of other big video ideas to get us up to that 5,000 before the end of summer. But as you can see, 53% of people who watch the channel aren't actually subscribers. And Craig says, hi Craig, did you know that for years 2 and 3 ASA master cover isn't good enough for Almeria? Apparently we need master residency cover, which, surprise, surprise, is more expensive. I think that says we are away. I think there's part of your message missing there. Yeah, so Almeria, unfortunately, have got stricter rules now when it comes to the healthcare. So they want different wording on the certificates, and they want to see the full terms and conditions which are set out in the ASA company as the master policies. We know sometimes the companies, what they'll do is they will include certain exclusions in the policies, which in theory you shouldn't have any exclusions, but we know they get buried away, and you get the correct paperwork, and that's it for the NLV. But unfortunately, it's ALMA have got very, very strict, and the only policy with ASA that is good is the master policy. So yeah, but definitely I'll give you a call on that, Craig, if you want, and we can discuss it. A waiting quote. There you go. And let us know how much it is. It's always worth a chat. Patricia, hi Patricia, love a fan. Anything that helps with the heat, very thoughtful. Thank you. That's one for me. That's one for me. Maybe we should get somebody from ASA on and talk about the different levels. I think that'd be a good idea as well, wouldn't it be? And let's go to our YouTube comments then. So talking about the app yesterday, I had the bargain app, which is I did a whole video on it. Too good to go. Too good to go. App that I got put onto in the UK because it's all over the UK. It's basically an app that sells food, or shops prepare bags of food which they would otherwise have to throw away because they're going out of date, and you can get it super dirt cheap, and then obviously eat it on the day or freeze it or whatever. And different shops have different things. There's cake shops, fruit shops, and whatever. And there is some really, really good stuff you can get. Now, I did a short on it yesterday, and Steady BCN said this is really good. I used it in Murcia, Spain, lots of other locations close to me. Great value, delighted. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, it's I thought it was a great app what I got yesterday. Check out the short. And Brexit, on our Brexit video, Alexander was on. Hi Chris, Santander offer a non-resident bank account to UK and some other nationals without the need for any Spanish documentation. You do need your passport and to complete a video interview. I'm thinking of opening such an account for starting the NLV process. Can you foresee any potential problems with this? Thanks again, Alex. So it would depend if you're going to be using that account as part to put money in as part of your actual application. The first thing to check is if you can get digitally signed and verified documents from, I'm assuming that your non-resident bank account to UK citizens. I'm assuming that this is a Spanish account for non-residents, and it means that you won't have a branch to go to, because I know that if all the banks' online divisions, if you go to a branch, they won't deal with you. You have to do it online. If you're going to be using it to put money in for your NLV, it's probably not a good idea. You're probably better off keeping your funds in the UK for the initial application, because they know that you don't live here anymore. And then once you move over, you can use the online account, as long as they guarantee they can give you verifiable statements and certificates for your renewal. I don't think I'd open the non-resident online Santander account, put my funds in it, and then try and use those funds at the UK consulate. You might as well use your UK accounts, because they do understand that you haven't moved over yet and accept the UK accounts. On that note, obviously they're now requesting stamped bank account statements, which is virtually impossible to get. So with the stamped bank account statements, what we say is, look, try and get stamped bank account statements first. And if you can't, or you've got an online account, then make sure you get some form of documentation from your account provider that proves it is online only. And now we are going to, just a reminder, I contacted you, but you only work with UK residents, not US. Thank you. Yeah, so for the non-lucrative visas, as I said before, the stage 1 and stage 2, we do not assist with stage 1 getting the visas in the USA yet. We do have a colleague who helps us, people who qualify, and he can take on, but we don't do it ourselves, mainly because we don't have the network across 52 states to get the apostilles and stuff which is needed, and also because the timescales as well, because a lot of people will require phone calls, etc. At times we're just not open, unfortunately. So we would like to think we could offer that at some point in the future, but at the moment we still do offer stage 2 and do an awful lot of stage 2 residents. So the TIE card appointments for Americans coming in who've already got their visa, and then once you're here and you don't know what to do, then with your visa, then we assist you in getting your visa registered. We had on our 365-day visa. Hi, I'm new to your channel. Would like to know about the visa so I can take care of an expat in Spain. Book a call and we can talk about what your requirements are. And what else do we have here? Oh no, I've already done that one. It's impossible to take on everybody. You know, sometimes you have to disappoint people, unfortunately, due to various circumstances. And I hate letting anybody down. Our prerogative is always, if we can't help. I did it again. I forgot the microphone. Now you can hear me again better now. Look at that. That's the second week in a row I've managed to do that. Let's start again. Yeah, so I was saying you can't always take everybody on. And it's disappointing for some people. Yeah, it's a shame. But hopefully one day we can get a American stage 1 product on the way. James Pride, hi. Always good watching your videos. That's probably when I use the microphone. It's even better, eh? Question 1, with the new NRV visa, if it's for 365 days, does my official date of entry into Spain start the day the visa issued? Tax issues? Question mark. Good question. We're going to tell you at the end of this month when the TIE cards are actually issued from. And if they are issued from the point when you got the visa, but you physically didn't enter into Spain until, say, 2 months after that, so you come in 2 months after, but you go and get your TIE card and they give you it from the date of the visa, then you've had residency already for 2 months, which is detrimental to not only your fiscal residency, maybe, but the days that you need to get your renewal. If that is the case, then we're going to get a tax guy on to actually find out what their opinion is on it. Because my opinion is that if you're not physically here, then it shouldn't affect your tax status, but you will have a piece of paper saying that you were, residency card saying that you were a resident here. So when we find out that information at the end of the month, when we do our first registration, don't worry, we're going to get some more info out here and get the opinion of professionals like tax professionals as to what it actually means. Question 2. I purchased a Spanish property in March, intending to obtain an NRV in October, intending full-time move. With Mr. Sanchez, 100% tax affect me? No, it shouldn't do, because you've already purchased the property. So the fact you've already purchased the property, paid the purchase tax on it, means you shouldn't be affected. And this one here, let me just get rid of this book a call icon so you can see it. The shocking NLV change no one's talking about on a 365 video. Did really well, this one. If you have a 1,000 euro passive income, how much money I need to show in a savings account? Well, if you have 1,000 euros, that means if it's a single applicant going for an NLV, you've got 12,000 euros over the year. Let's just say that. I'm assuming that's a month. So you need to make up to 28,800 euros, which means you're missing 12,000, 16,800 euros for the first year. We always say it's best not to leave it that tight. And don't forget, for the renewal, you would need double the savings, because the passive income is considered double over the renewal period for 2 years, but you would need double the savings to make up the difference. Hope that made sense. And we've got, hold on, I've already done that one. Here we go. What else have we got going on today? On the Brexit card rules, we have great update and advice, sir. I live in the Tarragona region and there's no advice available, and most people have no idea what's going on. Very interesting about the healthcare income. My hair still suggested the same about different departments too. Thanks again. Un saludo. Thank you there, Andrew, for your comments. And we have here, this is a strange one. I'm watching your channel. Your content quality is very good. Your channel tags and video tags are not correct, so your views are not increasing. If you want, you can fix them. Well, my tags are all right, I think, according to ChatGPT, who creates them for me. But yeah, my views aren't increasing that much. But hey, you know, it is what it is. We're not doing it to be YouTube stars. It's all part of what we do here and what we enjoy. And the road is very beautiful. Thank you. That's for our road trip videos. I've got a few more of those coming out. I've just got to put them together for you. A few more road trip videos coming out. They're finally getting some more views. Then we've got Brexit residency renewals explained. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Chris. Excellent news. And thank you very much for the clarification as usual from Sagas, I think, Said Akas. Sorry, Said. And also Martin Hancock, who said, boring. Sorry I bored you there, Martin. Never mind. I'm sure if you're bored of that video, because I thought that was one of my good ones, you'll be bored with the weekly updates. And then the last one is, does my permanent card say Permanente on it? My A4 green certificate prior to the green card said Permanente, but the 10-year TIE I was given did not have the word written on it. Well, let's check out, shall we? Let's get a permanent card out and see what's on it. Which would be mine. It does say Permanente on it. I don't think you can see that on my card. Can you see that? I'll show you all my card. It says Permanente. So if yours doesn't say Permanente, you need to check out why it doesn't say Permanente on it, because it should do. There we go. I don't know if you could see that comment because it says it's still uploading. Right, so that is it for our YouTube. And now we are going on to our brand new section. Oh, it says can't upload screenshot. Please contact support. We might do that later on then. And before we do that, let's just have a look at the comments again. We've still got 12 people on, so we're not doing bad. And yes, we are growing them and about 3 miles from the falls. There you go. See, I know it now. Beautiful. You can, and if I remember rightly, you can like drive up one way and then drive down the other and go to there's some Roman baths on the sea as well, which weren't that big actually when we got there. But yeah, brilliant. Beautiful place, Andy. Really loved it up there. You wouldn't, and it's only what, 20 minutes from Benidorm or something like that. Absolutely loved our day out there. That'd be good, Chris, to have Asa on one of your videos. I think that will get some good views. Yeah, that might be a good idea, actually. I mean, there's so we can't see the levels that people choose because we're not allowed to, the insurance companies aren't allowed to tell us. And we know that a lot of people have exclusions buried away when in theory really shouldn't have any. But it's buried away in pages. The certificate you get for the NRV is correct, basically. That's how insurance companies get away with it, really. But then people won't get visas if they didn't do it. Jackie Scott couldn't believe how quickly Jane organised my TAE appointment. Yeah, it will be 2 weeks after my arrival in Spain. Very happy. Jackie, I couldn't believe how quickly Jane arranged that appointment because where you are, the last appointments took 7 months. And that is just but when I know before you even got here, you went on the list. The team went in with the digital certificates this time at the same time that we've managed to get the last appointments in your province of Jaén. And it turns out that we managed to grab an appointment, but not at the main office. I think you're going to one of the sub delegations or sub offices, sorry. But yeah, I couldn't believe it either. So congratulations on getting your appointment in Jaén. Not too sure I want to do any more in Jaén. Yeah, of course we will. But the appointments are hard work. Keeping calling doors, all shutters closed with Apero ×2 Vino Tinto de Verano. So coping just about ha. Yeah, old Apero was good, isn't it? I thought it was quite nice, the old Apero. Right, and so let's look at our new section and let's hope that I can do this correctly, shall we? Because still getting used to this software. This is our new section. So I always come across stuff on our Facebook feed, which I think, oh, that might be interesting. And obviously, one of the best channels for news is Spain Speaks, isn't it? I think it's Stuart over there. So I'm sure a channel that big, he wouldn't know us, but we certainly know him. And I certainly tell my clients to watch his channel. I think he does a great job with telling the news and stuff like that. He also does a lot of food reviews and stuff. I'm a big fan of the channel, and he also did great things in lockdown for people. So yeah, that's just a shout out for Stuart there over at Spain Speaks, I think it's called. And this is the one that I wanted to show you for the news. So, the Andalusian regional government, this is in the SIR in English, and this was quite interesting, I thought, just for those of you who go to the cinema. And it says the Andalusian regional government has fined Yelmo Cinemas €25,000 for preventing people from taking their own food and drink into the cinema in Roquetas de Mar and Maria province. The Consumer Association, FACUA. Now, FACUA is a private organization not linked to any governments, it's basically like a charity that helps consumers confront big companies. Reported that the cinema was doing so in 2023 after there were several complaints made about the branch at the Parque Comercial Gran Plaza shop in the Roquetas de Mar in Torre Cardenas shopping centre. Now, I wonder if this is now going to set the cards falling, because I reckon there'll be more cinemas from Yelmo have done this in the past as well. Facua Maria verified how through the Yelmo website a message appeared before finalizing the purchase of the tickets, indicating that as this establishment has a bar service under the provisions of Article 7.2c of Decree 10/2003, 28 January, which approves the general regulations on admission of persons to public entertainment and recreational activities establishments, access to facilities with food and or beverages purchased outside Yelmo is not permitted, reserving the right of admission in these cases. Now, you can read the rest of this article, but it turns out that they're wrong. They have to let you in with your own food into the cinema. Check out the full article below. I thought you had to buy your food in the cinema, and the price of the popcorn is through the roof. So yeah, I could imagine that if you are going to a cinema complex and you wanted to go and get some fast food or something and take it with you, rather than going to get the popcorn, which to be honest isn't that nice, is it really? And it costs an absolute fortune, then you can actually do that, and you're allowed to do that according to this article. The only thing I would say about that is that obviously the establishment then is in charge of cleaning up afterwards. So if you get something with a lot of sauces on it and they make a mess, and obviously it's a cinema who may not want you to bring that in the first place. So yeah, there we go. That's our new, let me know what you think about that. That's our new section news item. If you've got any news items that you think are worthy, send them to me and I will stick them on the weekly update, and they'll also be on the link below as well. So we're going to move on to our next section now, when our next section is, if I can find it, out and about in Spain. So what have we been up to? Well, blimey, it's been quite a busy week, I'm going to tell you. So the first thing I'm going to tell you what I've been up to. I haven't got many photos been sent in to show you, but I have got some stuff to talk to you about out and about. Let me just have a look here at this first one here. Now, let's just go back onto the comments, see if anybody's saying anything. Oh, Jackie says she's at Static about appointment. Yeah, I was at Static. Honestly, when I saw it come in, I went, no, because when I'm looking at thinking this is summer, this is going to be terrible to get an appointment. So yeah, we can share that ecstaticness together, because when I saw the appointment, I was like, woohoo, that's brilliant. And yeah, so now talking about the app from earlier on, Too Good To Go. So I went yesterday to the supermarket And Lara said, I'm not going to go and get that. You're going to have to go and get that. So I went and got that. And but then today, Lara was like, oh, I've had a look at this app and it looks quite good. So around the corner from the office, there's a fruteria, but in summer they close at 2 o'clock. And they've got one as well. And for €3.25, check what we got today. €3.25. There you go. Slightly moldy pepper, which is just going, but it's ready to be eaten today. Grapes, a peach, half a cabbage, looks like a lettuce, some spinach, a big tomato, peppers, cucumber. That whole box was $3.25 from the Too Good To Go app. You might see me rambling on about that for a while. So we enjoyed that. Now, did you know we had a lot of snails this summer? And we come up with some exciting topics here at the Upsticks weekly updates, as you know. But there's one thing that fascinates me. It's been fascinating me since the winter. And it has been this. The snails. Okay, this is just one of the pictures I've got of many of the snails. In fact, if I can find some more, I'm going to bring them up now for you. So the snails, we had so many this summer, this winter, because of the rain, everything else. That it was just there were just thousands, especially in the campo. I'm a little bit out in the campo, and then suddenly out of nowhere, they just all seem to just stick and stay where they are, and that's it. They don't move. That's it. They don't move. Right, so here's some on a palm tree. They're just there, stuck on the palm tree. But some of them are really in the sun, like in the blazing hot heat. And I'm thinking they must just be dead. Anyway, I did a bit of research on it, and it turns out they're not. Okay, what they are is they are in a state of estivation, or aestivation, or estivation. One of it's with an A-E. Apparently, it's their state of estivation. So they're basically, when it gets too warm and there's no more moisture, they just close themselves off, seal their shells, and they basically stay like that for the whole of the time that they would die if they were just slithering about because there's no moisture. And I don't understand how they're doing it. Some of them are in like slightly, in the shade, and we've got some on walls and some out the way. And I think, well, they'll be okay. But the ones who are in the bright sun, it's only 40 degrees. Surely they're just cooking inside their shells. I mean, surely they're just going to die anyway. They've stopped in the wrong place. So watch your space. I'll let you know in winter. But yeah, the reason behind this was because if you do see a snail that is just stuck in a very random place and it's summer, leave it. It's not dead. Doesn't need pulling off and saving. It's in a state of estivation, apparently. And you just want to leave it where it is and make sure that it wakes up the following winter. Sorry. Apparently they can do it for up to 3 years, according to YouTube. And a very interesting snail channel that I found. Now we've got here another sign that I saw. You just have to be careful of what you dump in these big green containers. Now, obviously in the UK, it's quite common for everybody to have 2 or 3 different coloured bins, which are wheelie bins. For some reason, I've always called them Sulu bins, and no one can work out why. I think because maybe there was a brand of wheelie bins called Sulu that they used in Peterborough when I was growing up. But I'm reliably informed they're not Sulu bins, they're wheelie bins. And in Spain, a lot of the time, we just have communal bins and recycle bins. But you can see this sign here. It said prohibido depositar residuos. And you can get a multa fine. So multa means fine of 601 euros and 1 cent. Not too sure what the 1 and 1 cent is all about. I'm sure there's a law somewhere which explains why. Take it to the punto limpio. Lleva al punto limpio. So basically what they're saying here is these bins are for household rubbish, but you can't leave your chairs next to the bin like you quite often see here. You can't leave something that won't fit in there next to it. You have to take that to the punto limpio, and if you get caught, it's a fine of 600 euros. So yeah, these bins aren't just a free for all to check anything you like when you're doing your house clearance. If you've got anything bigger than a rubbish bag, you should take it to what is a punto limpio. Now, every town will have a punto limpio, the clean point. And that's like what we used to know as a tip, like a tip in the UK. You used to get to the tip, yeah? Well, the punto limpio is the equivalent, and that's where you should take anything other than household waste which doesn't fit in a bag. So, where are we now? And the next thing, our thumbnail, actually, on Monday, I took Monday afternoon and the whole of Tuesday off. Very, very rare. So that's now 5 days off I've had this summer already, between going to Italy and now going to a concert. Very weird time of the week to have a concert, but we went to see Kylie Minogue in Sevilla, because you couldn't miss it in this setup, in the Plaza de España. And just look at this here. So for the last month and a half, the Plaza de España has been turned into a concert event thingy, concert place, where they do concerts and events, anyway, festival. And it's called the Festival Iconica, and basically of everybody there from Cypress Hill. Kylie Minogue closed the festival on Monday night. And I have to say, that photo doesn't do it justice. When you walk in and you see the whole of the Plaza de España just lit up with these lights and the stage in the middle, it's just an incredible place, an incredible atmosphere. Around 37 degrees, I have to say, but it was amazing. And we've just got a couple more photos to show you of that. There you go. So that was the stage, and that was as the concert's going on, the whole of the back of the Plaza de España just been lit up with different lights, and amazing use of the space. It really is. And here's another photo for you. There you go. That was the Kylie Tension Tour 2025, Iconica Santa Lucia. Santa Lucia being the main promoters of the festival, and Iconica being the name of the festival. Definitely would recommend going. What I wouldn't recommend, though, is probably paying for the front ticket. So we paid a bit extra to get to the front. And to be honest, there's so much room behind that front bit that you'd have probably been better off just getting the slightly cheaper tickets and standing in the back section where there's loads of room there to see the concert. And yeah, very well organized, great security, and a great atmosphere. So the Iconica Festival happens every year in Seville. Definitely worth checking out, guys, if you want to go. We've got a few more events coming up as well. It's festival season. So the next people I'm going to go see is the Prodigy, who are here on our doorstep. Fingerola. A few of us going. A few people I didn't expect to be going, to be honest with you. And yeah, they're huge here. So I'll give you a report from that as well. And then just show you the view. If you do ever go to Sevilla, I would definitely recommend this hotel, the Melilla, which is next to the Plaza de España. That was the view from our room. And you can literally walk. We walked to the Plaza de España, to the concert. It's got a beautiful pool with views of the Plaza de España. And it was very reasonably priced considering it was July, and I just checked it out for winter, and rooms start at around €50. So definitely give them a good shout out, because the staff were lovely as well. Absolutely lovely stuff. Really great time there in Sevilla. So check out the Iconica Festival for next year. The tickets will be ready in the winter. We bought those tickets last winter, actually, or just around Christmas time. And then just to show you as well why it's such a good hotel. It's lovely buffet breakfast, and they bring you bottles of water to the table. The plates were far too small, though. I found that to go up quite a few times. Or you don't really want to look greedy and take 2 plates, but tiny plates, tiny. But they also, first time I've ever seen this at breakfast. Check this out. I mean, they definitely put that on for the festival goers, didn't they? Look, Bloody Mary. It does actually say, be careful, this product contains alcohol. But yeah, Bloody Mary at breakfast. So that did make me chuckle, guys, I have to say. That really did. And I'd just like to say thanks to my mate Glenn. There we go, Glenn, who actually, that's my daughter, my son, and my mate Glenn, who was conned into going to the pizza place by my daughter Isla after we left her loads of food in the house. Glenn came over, stayed with the kids, and looked after them for us while we went out and had a very rare weekday night out at a festival. So, and I know he watches the channel, so I thought I'd give you a shout out there, Glenn, for thank you for helping us out. But my daughter did con him into going out and buying them pizza. Got to be careful. Got to be careful. Hey, she didn't like the pizzas I bought for them, so she said, "You got to take me out," and he did. And what else have we got going? Let's just go back to our comments. We'll go to our next section. And Alan Kez said, we have hundreds of those little snails all over our gates and they move fast. Brush them off to safely repaint our gate. And by the time they finish one side, they will call them back. Yeah, they do. When it's wet, they do move fast. Here, they actually also eat them, the small ones as well as the big ones. I'm sure they do in France as well. They make like a little stock in a coffee cup out the small ones, and you pick them out with a little toothpick. And the big ones, they just generally do in an almond sauce. So, and just nipped out back 38 in the shade, no choice but to settle down with another Vino Tinto. Yeah, that's all you can do. Here's a question for you. Do you keep your Vino Tinto in the fridge when it's 38 degrees? Controversy. Of course you do. It's crazy not to, but a lot of people say you shouldn't have Vino Tinto in the fridge. I think it's a good idea. Robert says, Chris, who has taken over from Keith Flint in Apology? Will it actually be the same, bit like watching Queen without Freddie Mercury? Good question. Actually, I don't know. No one's taken over from Keith. There's just a very good homage to him. They don't sing Firestarter, apparently. They just play the music. And I watched the Glastonbury, which were amazing. They're amazing at Glastonbury, but no one's taken over from him. I think it's just a case of they're working it around. And yeah, would it be watching Queen without Freddie Mercury? Don't know. I'll let you know. It's a bit of a strange one because I've always loved the Prodigy. Evidently, being 47, it was part of my era growing up in the 90s. And then what I looked at on the Glastonbury festivals, they did a lot of the newer stuff that's only 20 years old rather than the stuff from the Project Experience album, which I would have liked to have heard a lot more of. But let's see. I will let you know, Robbo. Watch this space. I did plan on getting a video at Kylie Minogue concert, but I just didn't in the end because you're enjoying yourself. You've got to take a day off. And then just this one thing here. I just wanted to show you this. Did you know? And this is the reason I'm saying it, because now Lara's just published her third book. But Lara from Upsticks Drive, she is also an author, and she has a child's novel published, and she also has a small series of short books for children. So if you're ever bored and need anything to read to your grandkids or your children, then check out her Amazon page, which I'm going to put on here for you. Then I'll show you the here we go, 1 second. You know what, guys? I've got a phone call. I've really got to take this call. This is terrible. I'm really sorry, but this is someone trying to find my house. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm going to have to take this call quickly, guys. Bear with me. But this is someone who needs to find my house. And I'm going to just give me 1 second because I'm just going to keep calling. 1 second there, guys. Sí, dígame. Sí, soy yo. Dime. Sí. A ver, dime una dirección porque Camino de los Cisnes 3 no me lo coge el Google. Dime otra cosa. Vale, esto está en el rollo Grajea. Mejor que te mandamos una ubicación, ¿no? Venga, mándame una ubicación. Yo no estoy en casa, lo voy a decir a mi mujer que te lo mande, ¿vale? Espérate 2 o 3 minutos y se lo digo a ella, ¿vale? Vale, gracias. Venga, hasta ahora, adiós. Sorry about that, guys. Had to just organize somebody quickly because I know that person's trying to find my house, and I'm just going to get Lara to send the ubication to that person. There you go, live. Having to do some. There we go. Please send location. Bear with me. Right, I'm back now. Here we go. Where were we? Lara's page. Check this out. This is Lara's author's page. She's got 4 books published. That bottom one there, An Olive Tale, which I'm going to show you now. This was her first novel, and it's heavily based around Andalusia, and it's a mystery, child's mystery novel. And there you go. That is the front cover, The Adventures of Lily and Alexander. That front cover, can I say, designed by my father, who is obviously Lara's my wife. And then this novel was, it's called An Olive Tale because we lived in Granada for many years for a few years amongst the olives. And that's where the inspiration came from. And then she's got a series of children's books. This is going to be 5, actually. She's up to volume 4 to be released soon. The audio book in Spanish is coming out, and the reading book in English is called The Attic Kids, and it is all about the kids' adventures in the attic. So check it out. That's volume 1. That's volume 2. And this is, can I say Rapping Rabbit? Oh no, which one did I do? I did Ferdy Frog. I had a lot to do with Ferdy Frog. But there you go. Nothing to do with Spain, but it is to do with Lara from Upsticks Drive. And I said, you know what? We need to show the skills of all of the people involved in Upsticks, even if it's not just helping people move to Spain. So the link to the books are below. Okay, so if you fancy getting a book for your children, reading while they're on holiday, there you go. All right, guys, that's us for today. So Annie Kes say, no, we never chill our red wine. Oh, 38, you got to chill your red wine at 38, surely you have to. I like it chilled if it's 38. Fortunately, our room temperature remains cool enough. Oh, okay, all right, I'll give you the reason for that. Tienes razón, as they say in Spanish. All right, guys, thanks for watching. 15 people still on. I'd like to say thank you all of you for your support. That's brilliant. We've had a great show today, up at an hour now. If you've got anything that you want me to, any questions that you want to ask me for the next show, just pop them in the comments if you're watching this after it's gone live. If you I've got anything you want me to show about your lives in Spain, or share anything that you think might help people coming to Spain, we try our best, but we're in it all the time doing visas and stuff. You guys are out there living it, so just let us know your comments or anything that you think could help people who are moving to Spain, because that's what all this is about, and just growing our little community here at Upsticks. So we'll see you for weekly update number 76 next Thursday at 6 o'clock. And don't forget, I'm on YouTube Spain with Scats. Forgot to put the thumbnail, but on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, and we'll be talking about the withdrawal agreement renewals. See you soon.